Welcome. My name is Albert. Thank you for joining me today. And today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to stop overthinking and the steps that you need to take to reduce stress and anxiety in your life. If you haven't already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. Okay? Share this video with someone that needs to hear it because it is going to be very powerful. So, when it comes to overthinking, basically overthinking is when you dwell on things or situations that are out of your control. The funny part is that in that statement right there has the cure to inoculating yourself of overthinking and helping you reduce your stress and anxiety. And I'm going to tell you about that. Stay tuned, okay? But before we go into that, I have to tell you guys a little story about myself. I remember when I was trying to get good at meeting women and just improving my dating life in general. I remember that I was always anxious when I would want to go out, or I was anxious when I was trying to meet up, when I was trying to approach a girl or even meet up with her after I had gotten the number. I would always be anxious when I would invite her over to my house, right? And not even with girls, with businesses that I would want to start, I would always be anxious if I wanted to start them, or when I was doing it, I would be anxious about certain things. But something I realized was that no matter how much I overthink things, whether it was approaching a girl or going out on a date or bringing her over or starting a business, I realized one thing. No matter how much I overthink the situations, what could happen, being prepared is great, but overthinking things just increased my stress level and anxiety. And sometimes 90% of the things that I thought would happen didn't really happen, because when you overthink, right, you always think about the worst possible situations, right? You always think of, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if this happens? You always think it, and it's just sapping your mental energy, right? It makes you more insecure. It actually made me more insecure. It made me more anxious, right? So one thing that I learned was everything that was outside of my control, I didn't need to worry about it. The only thing that I could worry about were things that were in my control. And what was in my control? My mind, my will, okay, my actions, all those things I can control. Everything else was out of my control. So I did not worry about it. I only did what I could do. I did the best I could do and left everything else up to, you know what? If it goes bad, it goes bad. If it goes good, it goes good. All I can control is how and what I do. Am I as prepared as I can be? Yes, cool. Am I as prepared as I can be? No. Well, I need to be more, do whatever I can to be more prepared. I remember I was going out this one time, and it really dawned on me, because I was going out and I was anxious about meeting this girl. I was anxious about meeting her, and I was just thinking the whole time. I'm like, oh man, what if this happened? What if? And I was like, you know what? Why am I so anxious? If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, right? And I'm still working on it. But as soon as I realized that the X factor, the constant thing that I need to work on was myself, and that I need to do, if I can do everything that I can and everything else will take care of itself, everything else didn't matter, right? Why overthinking is such a pointless, why it's such a pointless activity is because it's like you trying to think about what the weather is going to be like tomorrow. Whether you think it's going to be 90 degrees, it might be 100, it might be 150, it might be 200 degrees. You don't know. But thinking about it is not going to change anything. Just the same way as your situation. Overthinking it is not going to change anything. You know? Overthinking a scenario that might or may not happen is not going to help you. And then when you're in that scenario, or you're out of that scenario, let's say you meet up with you get a girl's number, and then you're worrying about overthinking if she's gonna call you, or if she's gonna answer your text, or if you're sending the right text, it's not gonna help you. All you can do is, you know what? This is the best text I can come up with. Send. Whatever happens, happens. I did my part. That's all you can. That's all you can do. And now I'm using girls as an example, but guys, you can apply this to any part of your life. With a business that you want to start up, if you're overthinking, should I start this business? Should I start this business? What if this happens? What if that happens? I don't have this. I don't have this. What do you have? What is it that is within your power? Focus on what is in your control. Remember, guys, overthinking is dwelling on things that are outside of our control. So if you practice dwelling on things that are in your control and figuring out what those things are, trust me, you will reduce 80% of your stress and anxiety levels, and you're gonna stop overthinking it. Now, is this gonna happen overnight? Of course not. You may be 20, you may be 30, you may be 45. Think about it. You have had this programming for what, 20 years, 25, 30, 45, depending on how old you are watching me right now. So it's not gonna overnight happen, right? It's gonna take practice, and that's one step. Focusing on controlling what is in your power. Okay? Seneca once said something. Seneca is a Roman philosopher who studied Stoicism, right? That the situations that we create in our heads are actually way worse than what actually happens in reality. Okay, so keep that in mind. Focus on what you can do. In everything that you can do, focus on that. Do the best that you can do, and leave everything else to what it's gonna be. Focus on today. Tomorrow is gonna take care of itself, right? I remember when I used to play soccer for my college. Our coach would always tell us, "You don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow on the soccer field, right? You don't know what's gonna happen. But what we're gonna do is we are gonna do our best today, and tomorrow will take care of itself." Okay? Another thing that will help you stop overthinking and reduce your stress and anxiety is if you realize that you are a human being with mistakes and flaws, right? You have good, you have bad, you have talents, right? So instead of focusing on being perfect, right? Because sometimes that's what increases our stress and anxiety, and that what makes us overthink. Oh, we have to be perfect. No, we don't have to. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be like John that has 6-pack abs. Oh, John has 10 cars, and I gotta have that to be happy. No, right? Because those things are not in your control. You don't know what he did. You have to focus on yourself, right? You have to focus on the things that you're good at. You have to focus and the things and the areas in your life that you need to improve. You improve on that. That's just the way it is. Everyone is different. Okay? And the last thing that I want to say to you guys is this. When it comes to overthinking, just think about it is harder to stop yourself from thinking negative thoughts. The best way you can do this is actually switch your thoughts to something more productive. Switching over to something way more productive in your life, or a hobby or something else, taking your mind away from that thing that's making you overthink is a very helpful tool that you can use. So next time that you're thinking of something that you just, it's just on your mind and you're overthinking different scenarios and stuff, remember guys, when you're thinking of this thing, it might be hard to just like stop thinking about it. Switch over to think about something else that makes you happy. Something else that, that would be a more constructive use of your mental energy. Okay? Remember guys, and at the end of all this, remember guys, everything I've told you today, the X factor is you, right? The constant is you. So as long as you take care of you and focus on getting you better and what is in your control better, being the best possible you and being as prepared as you can be for any situation that you go in. That's all you can hope for. Everything else is a variable that is out of your control that you do not need to worry about. Okay? So guys, that is the video for today. Share this video with someone that needs to hear it. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos, all right? Because guys, I love making this video for you guys, okay? So with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.